Hello friends, it's Grace and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be doing my May TBR. I honestly can't believe that it's almost May. It feels like April went by in like the blink of an eye, but nevertheless, because of my video schedule, this is being filmed slightly early and you will see it a little bit before the end of the month, but I wanted to get ahead of it so that I could post this before it actually is May. So my goal, this should be a pretty quick one because my goal is to make May a little bit more of a mood reading month. I still have things in mind on my longer TBR that I would like to get to, but in terms of what I'm actually planning for myself, there are only 4 books on this list and 2 of them are pretty big. So, you know, it's not as though I'm not planning anything, but it's shorter than usual. So the first book that I have planned, and possibly the biggest chunker on here, although one of the other books is long too, is The Mad Ship by Robin Hobb, the second book in the Live Ship Traders trilogy. And I read Ship of Magic in April. I absolutely loved it, and I know that everybody that I was reading it with really ended up adoring it as well. So based on what, like, the praise that everybody gives to the Live Ship Traders series, I absolutely was not disappointed. In my opinion, this has been Robin Hobb at her best so far, although I do think that Royal Assassin was phenomenal as well. But I am just so drawn in to this series already after one book. She is so good at immersion and just really making it easy to sink yourself into her characters and get inside their heads and really feel their emotions. And it was honestly surprisingly easy to fly through that book. Even though usually Ben and I have an agreement of like how much we'll read each day, sometimes that page count can feel like you're reading that number of pages, if it makes sense. Like, you're very aware of where you are in the number of pages that you're reading. But with Ship of Magic, it was just like easy to fly through those assigned chapters or whatever and be like, oh my gosh, I'm already at the end of my reading for the day, but I don't want to be because I'm just having such a good time. So I think we're going to do a similar structure for Mad Ship, and I'm just hoping for it to continue to be great because it truly is like already just sinking its claws in as a fantastic series and one that I really love. Next up, and definitely the second biggest book on this TBR, even though I'm not sure how it compares in word count, is The Gathering Storm by Robert Jordan and Brandon Sanderson. So with Knife of Dreams I'm currently reading, I am wrapping up the section of the series that Robert Jordan wrote by himself, and I am really enjoying it. I'm not quite at the end yet, but I'm really grateful that Robert Jordan got back on track for book 11 before Brandon Sanderson took over in like collaboration with finishing the series, because I'm just so like happy that Robert Jordan got to exit on a high note, if that makes sense. Like, this book in comparison to Crossroads of Twilight is like night and day. Like, it feels like the same author, obviously, because of his style, but it's almost like I had forgotten that he can do plot if he wants to, and he clearly wanted to again, and I love it. So that makes me really excited to continue with The Gathering Storm. I wasn't sure about my schedule for completing the Wheel of Time like after skipping a month, but I am really feeling the motivation to do it right now because of how much I'm enjoying this book. So The Gathering Storm is the next on the TBR. And then for the other 2 books that I have here, they are actually both book club picks for Ben and I's Discord, and of course I always have information about the Discord linked in my description if anyone would like to join that. You don't have to be part of the book club if you join. However, we do run a book club every month where the wheel of everybody's names of all the members will be spun. Somebody will win and they will get to pick 2 books for everyone else to vote on. And then, of course, whichever book wins the vote will be the book that like everybody reads, or whoever wants to anyway. So it was actually me that one this month for the month of May. And so the two books that I picked are both books that I like. One of them is a book that I have read before and really enjoyed, and then another one is a book that I have not read and I'm really looking forward to. So without further ado, I will tell you what those two books are, and I am thinking about reading both of them regardless of which one wins. So those two, the first one is The Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie, and this is the one that I have read before. And this is my favorite Agatha Christie book. It is pretty short. I'm pretty sure the first time I read it in like a day, could not put it down, and so it's a really easy read, and I feel like it has a pretty universal appeal in terms of if you like this type of like murder mystery detective story. I think this is a really good one. So having already read this, I feel like it would be pretty easy and enjoyable for me to reread it, so that would be fun. So the other book, the one that I have not read myself, is Kindred by Octavia E. Butler, and this, I of course have the graphic novelization of this, and I have never read a graphic novel before, and I don't know that that's why I've been putting it off, because I haven't been purposely putting it off, but I also do think that maybe because I've never read in this medium before, I haven't been drawn to this, and it's just a combination of the fact that like this book is pretty short. It's a standalone. I've wanted to read Octavia E. Butler for a long time, and I know that she is very, very well regarded and well respected as an author, so this was my other pick just because I thought also this would have a wider range of appeal. It's probably an extremely good book, and I am really, really excited to get to this. Of course, the vote has not closed yet because it is open until the end of the month, and then a decision will be made. But this is currently winning, so I don't know. We'll see what we see, but I am really excited if this does win to have a bunch of people reading it alongside me as well. And the art in this graphic novel is really, really cool, so I'm looking forward to getting into that and seeing how my experience is with it. Just realized that I never actually gave like a description of the book, and so basically this deals with, it's sci-fi, but it deals with like time travel sort of, where a modern day woman, and I believe in terms of modern day this is in the 70s, but this woman gets drawn back in time very suddenly, and she doesn't know what has happened, but she is basically in a situation where she needs to save this boy, and she eventually comes to realize, because she is a black woman being drawn back to a time where it was very dangerous to be a black woman, and she has to keep saving this black boy. I think she eventually comes to realize that he is probably related to her, and this is interconnected into her own life in certain very interesting ways. So that's basically like what the synopsis says, and I think that it sounds very interesting, and just based on what I know about Octavia Butler, it seems like the themes would be really prevalent and really well dealt with, which is something that I really love in books. So yeah, for all of those reasons listed, I am really looking forward to that. And then I will most likely continue getting various audiobooks from the library app because I've been really enjoying those. But aside from that, that's all I have planned. So I really will see how the month goes and just fit in whatever books I'm feeling like, and I'm really excited about that prospect because I haven't really given myself the opportunity to do that for a while. Of course, I choose TBRs that I'm excited about, but it still is a different feel when you have extra time and just time to completely choose what you're going to read next, which is really exciting. So that is it for this one. That is what is on my May TBR. Let me know what you think. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!